Just two comics left. All right, so y'all got to get your laughs out right now. Go ahead and get another drink, and let's do this. The next comic came all the way from Lansing, Michigan. This is Chris Reed.
Give it up for your host, Tim. All right, so I'm going to tell you all a little bit about myself. My name is Chris, and I identify as trisexual. I try to be sexual. Unfortunately, my wife is a dry-sexual. Kind of hard for me to get into that. You know what I mean. He gets it. Us trisexuals, we actually have our own flag. It's just a bunch of frowny faces with some blue balls in the middle. See what else about me. I'm 52 with bad vision. I used to get excited about large breasts. Now I get excited about large font. Not quite the same. I used to steal things when I was a kid. Luckily, my mom was always there to make me give things back. You know, she'd be like, "Now you didn't pay for that candy bar. Let's take that back into the store and give it to the nice man at the counter. Those aren't your Hot Wheels. Let's take those back to your friend's house and give them back to him." Well, now I'm an adult, but sometimes I wish my mom was still here to make me give things back. You know, like, "Now you don't need that cocaine. Let's take that back to the nice man at the dope house. Now those crabs aren't yours. Let's go give those back to that skank at the bar." That's a cute joke, honey, but you didn't write that. Let's give that back to the comedian you stole it from. She's a good mom. I try to be a good dad. Took my kids back to my old neighborhood to show them the places that are special to me. I showed them the playground where I had my first kiss, the parking lot where I learned how to ride a bike, the intersection where I got my first DUI, the motel where I got my first STD. It was a little awkward. Probably should have skipped the reenactments. So here's a question. Have y'all ever been on hold for so long that you forget who you called? Man, I was on hold the other day like forever, right? Finally, the lady comes back on. She's like, "I'm so sorry for the wait. What's the appointment for?" I was like, "Well, I think I need a new prescription for my testosterone pills because I'm still having a little trouble getting aroused. And when I do ejaculate, there's like barely anything coming out." She was like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but what are we doing with the Jeep Patriot?" Oops. So I made my wife mad at me the other day. We were at a family dinner, and I told her she had a booger. Like right in front of everyone. She got embarrassed. So afterwards, we decided to come up with some code words to use in case that happened again. Yeah, so we decided that if one of us has a booger in the nose, then we'll say, "You got a homie in the crib," right? Well, sometimes the homie leaves the crib. So if you got a booger on the lip, then we'll say, "There's a homie on the porch." Right? Worst thing though is when the homie leaves the porch. Man, we're at a party, my wife looked at me, she's like, "OMG, homie in the yard." I repeat, homie in the yard. And I went in the bathroom and looked in the mirror. I had a homie smashed into my beard. How does that even happen? Oh, but that ain't nothing. We were at Meyer in the checkout lane, and I sneezed real hard. My wife was like, "Homie across the street." And I looked at the dude in front of us. My homie was stuck in the back of his neck. Yeah, we were cracking up too. Until the dude turned around, he was like, "What's so funny?" I was like, "Nothing, man. We were just laughing about something that happened to my homie." Yeah, that was a close one. Yeah, so my wife's a therapist. She's an expert in depression, anxiety, trauma, PTSD, grief and loss, substance use, and attachment disorders. Which basically means she's qualified to deal with my shit. Right? The ironic thing about her being a therapist, though, is that she loves to talk. Man, she talks so much, I went out and bought a hearing aid just so I could turn that shit down. Her favorite thing to talk about is her dreams, which I don't mind listening, but then when she asks me about my dreams, it makes me feel kind of stupid. Like this morning, we were laying there in bed, she's like, last night I had a dream that my dad was in a retirement home, and I went to visit him, but they wouldn't let me in to see him, so I found the window to his room, and I could see him, but he couldn't see me, and he was laying there in a bed, and he had the keyboard that I bought him for his birthday, except all the keys were missing. And then all of a sudden everything went dark, and I could hear Amazing Grace playing in the background, and I tried to call out to him, but there was no sound coming out of my mouth. And I know there's a lot of symbolism there, but I'm just not sure how to analyze those things. Then she looks at me and she's like, did you have any dreams? I'm like, I dreamt that I was at Splash Village with The Rock. That's all I got. Oh, man. It's a miracle I'm even married, though, man, because I have a hard time with commitment, especially when it comes to jobs. That's why I rarely stay at one job for longer than 5 or 6 minutes. It blows my mind when I hear about these people that have worked at one job their whole life. Like, I saw how this 68-year-old man worked at one burger joint for 50 years. Yeah. Can you imagine the monotony? Be like, meat, cheese, pickle, lettuce. Meat, cheese, pickle, lettuce. Meat, cheese, pickle, lettuce. Fucking nasty. So y'all seem pretty cool. I feel like I could share this with you. So lately I've been having some issues with my backside, some sharp pains, burning sensations, some bleeding, and I'm in my 50s now, so 2 words keep going through my head: colon cancer, right? I actually searched up the symptoms, and unfortunately everything matches up. So yeah, I'm concerned that this discomfort I've been experiencing is probably colon cancer. Or it could be the gerbil. I should probably look into getting him declawed soon. All right, that's my time. I'm Chris Reed. Thanks for listening.
Let's give it up for Chris Reed. All right. Yeah, we're down to the last comic of the night. Before we bring it up here,